What if I told you that 2025 is the year God starts cleaning house in Hollywood? And first up for divine pest control is Disney. Yeah, the studio that once gave us magic just gave us a $350 million fairy tale hand grenade with the Snow White remake. They called it progressive. Audiences called it unwatchable. This wasn't just a flop, it was a catastrophic implosion. Empty theaters across the country told the real story. Snow White didn't just stumble. It face-planted into box office history by becoming the lowest-rated live-action remake in Disney's modern era. Think about it. They reshooted the film twice, replaced actors with CGI dwarves who look like rejected Home Depot holiday props, cut the prince, banned True Love, and erased classic songs like Someday My Prince Will Come, all to build a film that felt more like a brand marketing pitch than a fairy tale. And for what? To get buried by Jason Statham's mid-budget action flick in week 2? Let that sink in. A movie that cost nearly $350 million with marketing, starring Rachel Zegler and Gal Gadot, got bodied by a guy who punches things for a living. Disney said, "Girl boss," audiences said, "Hard pass." And then came the press tour. Rachel Zegler, the film's star, practically sabotaged the marketing single-handedly. Every soundbite was a word salad of smugness, activism, and passive aggression toward Disney's own fans. When you're starring in Snow White and spend more time dragging the source material than celebrating it, that's not empowerment. That's a PR disaster in slow motion. If you're enjoying this breakdown, smash that like button and hit subscribe, because the truth isn't trending in Hollywood, but it still lives here. Back to it. Disney claimed it wanted to reimagine the classic tale. What they delivered was a hollow spectacle, a fantasy world no one could believe in. Not because it was diverse, but because it was disconnected. Instead of building a beautiful, timeless world, they gave us a German fairy tale cast by LA influencers, dialogue like a TikTok feed, and a main character who acted more like a bitter YouTuber than a princess. Even the 7 dwarfs, iconic characters that define the original story, were replaced with CGI creations because of sensitivity. But the dwarf community didn't ask for that. In fact, many fought back, calling out Disney for taking away roles they waited a lifetime to play. And the most surreal part? Disney is now facing potential legal action from those same dwarves for discrimination and misrepresentation. You really can't make this stuff up. Meanwhile, the studio's own executives have reportedly admitted the film is a disaster. Budget numbers were fudged. PR backfired. The audience rejected it. Critics were split. But half of them seemed more interested in protecting Disney than telling the truth. And here's the truth. Snow White wasn't bad because it was different. It was bad because it had no soul. The story wasn't about love, bravery, or beauty. It was about forcing a message and scolding the audience into clapping. And you know what? People didn't clap. They walked away. Because deep down, audiences don't care about buzzwords. They care about being moved, being inspired, feeling something real, even if it's just a fairy tale. That's what classic Disney did best. They told simple, beautiful stories with heart. Today's Disney, it scrolls through Instagram to cast influencers, rewrites classics to chase hashtags, and spends more time lecturing viewers than enchanting them. The truth is, this film didn't just fail because of Ziegler or Dinklage or bad CGI. It failed because Disney forgot how to tell a story people want to hear. And now, the very magic kingdom Walt built, it's collapsing into the tragic kingdom. The numbers prove it, the backlash proves it, even insiders are finally admitting it. So if Disney wants to rebuild trust, here's some free advice. Stop chasing approval. Start chasing quality. Start honoring the stories that made people fall in love with Disney in the first place. Until then, audiences will keep doing what they're doing now, walking out of the theater, shaking their heads and saying, "That wasn't magic, that was nonsense." And if this film was meant to be Disney's reimagining of Happily Ever After, then maybe it's time for the audience to say, "No thanks, we're good without the fairy dust."